entry, sits downhill.
Jamal has to capitalize. Oh! Beautiful shot.
Big.
Jon Jones called us last night and retired. Jon Jones is officially retired. Tom Aspinall is the heavyweight champion of the UFC.
Yo, last night was crazy.
Wild night.
Wild night.
Not
A
gonna
lot of decisions.
This is what I thought UFC 316 would be.
Yo, welcome back to the channel, y'all. You know what time it is. It's me, Highguard Sensei, and I'm here with the very lost individual known as
Wolfgang.
You know, the guy who skips recordings to go to his day job.
I'm sorry, I need money to eat.
Imagine having a job. You pitiful man. But anyway, a lot happened. UFC Baku was I went 4 in 3. I went 4 in 3. I did 4 in 2. Out of 6, I got 4, and I lost 2.
You went 4 of 6 now.
Technically, I
went
was
4 of 6.
Yes, now I was supposed to get everything, if not for this.
I went 5 of 6.
Very lost individual, which we'll get back to. But anyway, Jamal Hill versus Khalil Roundtree, as I predicted confidently, Khalil Roundtree got the job done. You know, we're going to talk about the PDD of the UFC, Mr. Johnny Bones, who has decided to retire as a world-class disgrace, tucking his tail and running and hiding to go and stay in Thailand with boys.
He admitted that, bro, they gave me all the money I asked for. I just didn't want to get in the ring with Tom Aspinall.
And you want to know why? Because Jon Jones fears Tom Aspinall.
Simple.
He knows no version of Jon Jones can beat Tom Aspinall.
And that's what we're saying.
And that's what I'm saying. But I'll get to that later. We just want to gloss over UFC Baku real quick. You know, our thoughts on the card. It was a very mid card. Like I said, it's not something that is worth staying up for. But, you know, I caught the prelims. A solid 4 over 10. I caught the prelims. The main event, Khalil Roundtree had great use of leg kicks. Jamal Hill was staying at range and not doing the things he usually does.
It was a one-sided affair.
It was a very one-sided beatdown. Jamal Hill was smiling but getting pissed up, and then he was like, "Oh, you know, I was expecting. Why don't you come forward a bit more? You know, I was expecting a bit war or something."
Bro, he came forward.
And then, you know, Khalil Roundtree
dropped you.
Yeah, Khalil Roundtree dropped Jamal Hill with big, solid right hands. You know, he still has that violence in him, but he was very measured. I think I understand he doesn't want to be taking kind of damage that he took in the Pereira fight. He was trying to be very, very careful, just safe, you know, but still, it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't a great main event. It was just, you know, it's cool. Like,
bro, the people in the stadium walked out, bro.
Yeah,
after they watched Fiziev get it on with Bahamondes, they're like,
they didn't give it down about this
that's
two.
my money's worth.
They didn't give it down about this two. So
that's your business.
Up next, I don't know who I'd like to see fights. I was thinking, you know, Khalil versus Rakic. I don't know, Khalil
smokes Rakic
or Blashkovsky or something. You
No.
know. But what about you? What do you think?
I think Ulberg is afraid of Yuri, clearly. So I don't know how you're a Kiwi and you're afraid of anyone. But whatever, Ulberg is afraid
Ulberg is soft as hell.
He's afraid of Yuri. He's afraid of being another highlight reel. So I want Khalil Roundtree versus Yuri Prohaska, winner fights champion.
Yeah, that would be a great fight, honestly speaking. That would be a fantastic fight. Khalil.
You will come to the center. You will meet me in the center of the ring and we'll fight.
We'll fight? Yeah, so let's go for that. Let's go for that. But anyway, shout out Khalil Roundtree. It was a great performance on his own side. And Jamal Hill, I don't know, like I said, facts. He got that belt for a 43-year-old man. I said this thing.
Amen.
So
Amen.
what's up next for Jamal? What do you guys think Jamal should do?
I'm going to say what a lot of you don't want to hear, but you can kill the man, Anthony Smith. But you cannot kill the idea! The light heavyweight division will always need an Anthony Smith. And I'm glad I'm glad Jamal Hill is nominating himself.
It's the same way you can say the same about Cody Garbrandt. You can kill the man, but you cannot kill the idea. His replacement now is Sean O'Malley.
Very good.
So you can kill the man, but you can't kill the idea. Woo! But anyway, let's know what you guys think should happen to Jamal Hill. Should he fade into obscurity? Should he go to heavyweight, or should he just call it quits, retire? I don't know.
He's very successful.
Very successful. He's rich, so I don't think he needs to do this anymore.
If his heart
It's
isn't
not
into it.
if your body can't go. I think you should just call it quits. At least you want the belt. That's more than most people can say. We're looking at you, Dustin Poirier, and Justin Gaethje. So
Man,
you know,
it was a sweet dream, but bro, you have to wake up.
yeah, you have to wake up and take account of what's good for you. But anyway, shout out to Roundtree. Great win, great effort. We love you, boy. Up next, my favorite fighter from Azerbaijan, the most popular guy from Azerbaijan, the only nigga I know from Azerbaijan. I picked him to lose this fight because 3-fight losing streak, and a dude that was gaining momentum, has a 4-fight win streak, and submitted someone recently. I was thinking, man, Fiziev turned it up on this motherfucker, man. Fiziev was that guy. You remember 2022 Rafael Fiziev?
That's what I was about to say.
He
The guys I
came,
see
bro.
Fiziev beat, I think they would wash Bahamondes. Because,
Fiziev straight up just knocked out. What's his name?
RDA.
No, not RDA. Yeah, it's RDA, but Money Moihano.
Yeah.
He knocked out Money Moihano, and look at what Money Moihano did to Bahamondes' best win.
Yeah. So
But
anyway, I was really, really happy that my boy, even though I lost money, I was still happy that my boy, he got something, he got it back. He got it back, and he got the win. He moved great. His takedowns were amazing. His combinations were slick. He was moving like the Matrix. Like he was just pa in and out there. Like
he saw everything coming.
Dude was solid.
Bahamondes was not ready for the level.
Yeah, every time he shot, I think Bahamondes was just trying to jump Gilly. Haven't you watched Dustin Poirier? You twat. It does not work. After you say you got that fire and you fraud. Anyway, I'm very, very happy that my favorite Azerbaijani individual was able to get the dub. Let's hope he can build on this and keep getting wins. Shout out Fiziev, still awesome, still great. And then we move on to the biggest robbery from the very lost individual.
I don't know about that, man.
I beg you. Did you see his face after the fight? How the hell did you win fights with that face? I beg, John. With that atrocious round 2. And then he landed some jabs in round 3. Don't say robbery, man.
Why was this steroid? Why was this steroid abuser not doing anything in round 3 now?
Everybody
he set himself up for failure.
Everybody has popped for a typical finding before.
Except DJ,
Except DJ, whatever. You people's
Shout out to
quote unquote
UFC
goats, gay duck,
The
who
most-
retired in embarrassment,
the
has popped for
most
steroids so many
steroid
times. Most steroid fails. So anyway, Curtis Blaydes lost that fight. I don't care what nobody says. I feel Rafael. I feel Rizvan Kuniev, the Russian missile, did enough to get the dub. I think he landed some shots. Curtis Blaydes was just there holding R2 and being a very big target, a very confused individual, very lost individual in my opinion. I still don't trust the guy. I feel this dude got robbed. This card was marred by a lot of weird, questionable choices, but it is what it is.
Yeah, a lot of robberies
So,
in the prelims.
Rizvan Kuniev won that fight. I don't care what Wolf or none of his favorite YouTubers say. Fucking losers. This dude just, I don't know. I think the fight was a stinker, but I think he stunk a little less. That's why some people say, this dude landed more shots on this guy. A lot of people are basing it off round 3. It's a 3-round fight. You losers, and I feel this dude took round 1 and 2.
But he got taken down.
Yes, yeah. He got taken out bunch by this guy who did nothing with it. This dude,
Yeah,
I can't wait for him. I can't wait for him to get slept again by another power puncher in the
But
heavyweight
then you
division.
actually did put money on Curtis Blaydes to win.
I didn't.
Are you sure?
I didn't. I put on Rizvan Kuniev.
For real? I thought
You didn't even watch the other video, you
I
twat.
watched the video at work.
Man, this is what I'm telling you, that Wolf just sucks, man. Wolf just sucks. He's just a sellout. He's a corporal sellout.
Yo, I love my
Save it. I ain't trying to hear that. But anyway.
But I love High Guard TV too. High Guard TV, I love it.
Yeah, but anyway, shout outs Rizvan Kuniev. You put this dude on fraud alert. I can't wait. He's gonna get. Body's gonna get slept again. I see it.
He actually rocked.
He rocked this guy a few times. His chin is suspect. That's why I keep telling people. He has no chin. I keep telling you, all the jiggle physics, but how they rock a jab. His guy got rocked by a jab. This dude's chin is non-existent. I can't wait for another person to sleep this motherfucker. But anyway, it is what it is.
I hope Curtis Blaydes fights Cyril Gane so that we can shaft Cyril Gane out of a title shot.
But anyway, yeah. So up next, we're moving to Taufik Musayev. Not much can be said about here. The great Mr. Miktibek Orobai.
Look,
Client's
you guys
favorite
know-
attorney at law.
Look at stuff. My attorney, Mick Tibek, came and put the law on Mr. Taufik Musayev.
Simple. Sharp,
That is what it's about, baby.
Sharp. The minute
This
is
means
like,
something
unless
to
there's
me.
something about this Baku, it's like everybody like the grab fence. So many fence grabs here.
Y'all
know,
just cheating up.
But it is what it is, Sha.
Y'all just cheated up here, man.
It is what it is, Sha. So Mitibek Orobai just shot, took body down, and
Yeah, got that.
Got that.
Got the Kimura.
got
That's
Kumura, and that was the end of this very lost individual. Sorry, I knew he was going to get this guy washed. It's just, I don't trust Buddy. I don't know. Buddy is very, very suspect. Up next, we have the fight of the night by miles. Like, by a mile. I told y'all, I told y'all in the other video that these two dudes were going to bring it and bring it hard. No Diddy. But anyway, Nazim Sadikov, it was basically kickboxing / Muay Thai versus MMA style boxing. Very aggressive fights. They were just throwing, but he was more, like I said, he's very durable. His combinations were crisper. But Nicholas Mota, my homie, brought it in. He took that fight to him.
There was a time we thought Mota was gonna get the dub, but
I even thought he was going. He actually had me. I was like, yo, this dude could win. But in round 2, this dude was able to just change combinations and just pin him on the fence and just finish him off. So shout out Nazim Sadikov. You all should look out for this dude.
It was
another
a great
premier
fight,
lightweight.
and it actually convinced us that what is to come is going to be exciting.
Yeah, can't wait for him to
how
go.
wrong were we?
I can't wait for him to go life and death to another unranked lightweight. But it is what it is, Sha. Shout out Nazim Sadikov, the very awesome individual. Yeah. And another Mavanaimov beats Bogdangrad. That's about it. Nobody cares. So up next, as you all know, the PDD of the UFC, the PDD of the MMA world, Mr. Jon Jones has retired, and
JDD has retired.
And officially, the UFC. I don't know if this is the first email champion that they ever. No, Aljo is the first email champion.
No, Aljo is not an email champion. Aljo is a DQ champion.
The
This situation occurred in the ring. This is the first time an interim champion has ever gotten the belt without fighting.
Ripping it.
Because Gaethje, when he was interim, fought Khabib.
Yeah.
Right? So they didn't elevate. They've never elevated anybody in the UFC.
Never fought Khabib.
Yeah.
Ferguson was defending his interim belt.
So
who else
nobody got elevated.
Nobody got elevated. And I think when Conor went off to fight Floyd, the lightweight belt was up in the air.
Yeah.
So Khabib won that off a la Quinta.
Yeah.
Very, very horrible win. But anyway, it is what it is. He became champion. And we all know what he went on to do. Who else was interim? And became
Brandon Moreno
was interim. Yeah.
Then he
ripped the belt off. But generally in the UFC,
they don't email you your belt.
I think Jon Jones fucked up so much in Dana's eyes that Dana had to crown Tom Aspinall as the first email champion. Now, does that say anything less about Tom Aspinall? No, it does not.
Tom Aspinall.
I'm sure all of you saw. The thumbnail, and you were ready to come and type, oh, you coons, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah. But no, we're actually pro Tom Aspinall here, and we are very, very anti.
We're not shitting on Tom.
I'm not shitting on Tom,
we're
but
angry that the system did this to him.
Yes, the system did this. They could have stripped Jon Jones.
They could have stripped Jon Jones
and made
him
versus
Game. As much as I dislike that.
As much as we don't like Cyril Gane,
or the evil Jaton Almeida, so that Tom Aspinall can hit him with a clothesline and then make you feel the pain.
But Tom Aspinall did say months ago that he was going to retire Jon Jones without ever having to fight him. And I will say this. There is no version of Jon Jones that could have beaten Tom Aspinall. Even in his prime. There is no version of Jon at his healthiest. He stands. I think he saw, for the first time, he actually saw someone that he knew. That it's not like Rampage Jackson's one that he was scared, but that scared just lit up the fire in him. No, this was a crippling fear. Jon was a tiger.
Was a paper tiger.
Was a paper tiger.
In front of a raging storm.
Fought in front of a fucking storm. In front of a fucking kaiju. Tom Aspinall was a kaiju, and Jon Jones was just a tiny little tiger in a very, very small jungle. And which actually begs the question, now that he has retired, I think his record should be scrutinized a bit more. Like if you see the
I mean,
lightweight,
he's fought a bunch of old guys.
Fight a bunch of old guys. Like,
and now when he's the old guy, he don't want to fight the young guys.
Yeah, so he never. And people always say Jon Jones is. I think Kamaru was trying to say on that podcast that Jon Jones is on the same level of great like Michael Jordan. No, I'm Muhammad Ali. I vehemently disagree. Muhammad Ali fought everyone. Jordan, he played against everybody. Competed against everyone. Even Floyd, as much as everyone people criticize Floyd Mayweather. Floyd fought everybody. Jon Jones never, like Muhammad Ali had his all kinds of fighters. He has aggressive comfort fighters. For Jon Jones, that was his, Muhammad Ali had his Joe Frazier. He had his Ken Nortons. For Jon Jones fought his Joe Frazier. That was DC. Fine. But he was not clean in one of those fights. He failed the drug test in one of those fights, which puts a question mark. You understand? Then he never fought his George Foreman the way Ali fought George Foreman. He never fought Francis Ngannou. He never fought Rumble Johnson.
Never fought Tom Aspinall.
And he definitely did not fight Tom Aspinall. His best performance at heavyweight was Cyril Gane. And if anybody knows anything about Cyril Gane now, he's an empty-headed fuck.
Like, for Christ's sake, Stipe took a round off Jon Jones.
Old, decrepit, geriatric Stipe took a round off Jon Jones.
He lost to a firefighter.
So, someone who hadn't fought in almost 4 years.
Stipe at that point in time had done more.
And his last time
had put out more fires than being in the cage.
And the last time he fought, he was knocked out by Francis Ngannou. Jon never wanted to fight Francis Ngannou. Jon definitely never wanted to fight Tom Aspinall. Jon was afraid of Thomas. Jon saw death, and the real Jon Jones. You know what they say? In everybody, there's a coward, there's a bitch. That bitch came out of Jon Jones and played dilly-dally because Dana said he gave him money.
Yeah, he gave him everything he asked for.
Even Jon Jones admitted that I gave him money, but it's just to announce the fight. He asked for a 6-month training camp because he has to get fit.
He has to get feed his out.
Look, Jon Jones, if you like, let him be on all the gear in the world. Tom Aspinall would have broken him in two. Like, Jon Jones was a coward. Jon Jones, he should have retired after the Stipe fight, in my opinion.
Wait, y'all know
he should have just admitted.
Don't even like fuck with British people that much.
Really
Look at how well we're speaking of Tom Aspinall.
But Tom Aspinall is, my favorite UK nigga. Tom Aspinall is such a cool dude. He's just everything that every UK champion is not. But every UK champion, I mean specifically Leon Edwards.
That guy with Sunspot.
Very lost individual. But you had this dude, and what you could have done is that I feel like after he retired, he could have just admitted that. I don't think I can beat this dude, or I don't think my body can do this anymore. If you had just been more frank, like, listen, like, I would have loved to, but I don't think my body can do it, and it's a very tall task, and the dude is different. Like, there's not a whole bunch of information on this dude. I'm basically going in blind, so I don't think I want to take this risk and risk a bad beating at this age.
But then if he says stuff like that, he opens himself up to the kind of criticism that we're labeling now. So you only want to fight you win.
So he said
because that's the exact reason he didn't fight Francis. He talked all that good shit. He talked all that good shit about getting comfortable with the worst case scenario, which is him hitting you in the face. Yes. But at every point you said no. Francis had one fight in his contract left. You waited out Francis Ngannou.
Yeah.
You waited out Francis Ngannou to leave. All of a sudden, I'm a heavyweight now.
Then he says, he was getting heavy for him. So I was thinking Jon Jones, his career. Does this define his career? Absolutely. To a degree, we can't take away. He has done a lot of great things in sport. We can't take away that he's definitely one of the best of all time. But as for being the GOAT, it's definitely now in debate because of this behavior. Khabib never did this. Khabib, when fighting was not in his heart anymore, he said, fighting is not in my heart anymore. And he left. And
all the shit we give
for
Khabib,
all the shit I give Khabib and them daggy boys, he had the dignity to leave like a man. He was not in my heart anymore. I can't do this anymore. I respect that. Like, I appreciate that.
I don't want to do this
without my father anymore. And you can respect that. Jon Jones is just, he's just a weirdo. Honestly, he's just a weirdo. Just a weirdo.
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Just a weirdo out in Thailand, sniffing boys' hairs and being in swimming pool with many men. Engaging in very weird activities. So I don't know. I think as a sport and as a community, we need to start elevating guys like like DJ, guys like GSP, Anderson Silva, Kamaru, and I know y'all don't like him, but Easy, me, I love Easy, but I know a bunch of y'all hate that dude. Guys like that, guys who stayed, who didn't duck no smoke, they didn't run from anybody, they fought their monsters, they slayed all their dragons.
They won some, they lost some.
They lost some, but we appreciate those dudes rather than these dudes that are selfish, who hate the sports that we love and are staying in the sports and hating the sports and telling us how they hate the sports and we should love them for hating the sport. No, it doesn't work like that, in my opinion. So, Jon Jones, yes, this is a very undignified retirement, but shout outs to him. He's rich beyond his wildest dream. Heck, he's richer than I could have ever been. What do we own? Our phones and our laptops. You guys probably balling. You don't care about our opinion, but it's our opinion nonetheless. Jon Jones. Yeah, so anyway, let's just look forward to UFC making Cyril Gane versus Tom Aspinall's first title defense. Probably against Cyril Gane.
Hopefully against
Jailton Almeida, so that we can punish, so we can shaft Cyril Gane some more. And I'm going to probably drop a prediction video for UFC 317.
Oliveira versus Topuria.
And then also, you guys haven't checked out our videos on what they call it, UFC Fighters Rappers. Please ensure to check that out. And as always, since Wolf is here, we can say the full thing now. So don't forget to keep your hands up
and protect yourself at all times.